Nearly 2 centuries ago, a group of prominent citizens and influential merchants wanted to promote trade and commerce within the city of Belfast. Their vision would turn Belfast into an international gateway of excellence and change the world of shipping forever. By 1849, a new channel connecting the Lagan River to the sea was opened, and the legacy of Queen's Island began. This is the story of Queen's Island. 10 years after the creation of Queen's Island, Harlan and Wolff opened its shipbuilding yard on the site. Their bold approach to shipbuilding allowed them to exploit emerging markets and new technologies. As they pushed to the forefront of this global industry, their vision gave shape to a new era of ocean travel. Belfast became a center of innovation, engineering expertise, and invention, and pulled the world's talented artisans to her shore. Advances in design and planning transformed the industry. Part of this ingenuity was the astonishing use of the liner's internal spaces. By increasing private and public spaces, it provided passengers with greater comfort, creating floating communities of luxury and leisure. The now famous drawing offices were the center for these startling innovations, as Belfast became a center of excellence in all of Europe. By the early part of the 20th century, Harlan and Wolff were producing some of the world's greatest ocean liners, a legacy that helped establish Queen's Island and Belfast as a center of naval architecture, ingenuity, and construction. Migrant labor flocked to Queen's Island to be part of one of the greatest shipbuilding yards in the world. But it didn't just attract skilled labor and journeyman artisans. A new support industry sprang up to sustain this new, thriving, and talented population. Diversity of talent, variety of nationalities, tolerance of mixed values, and a shared ambition for excellence helped Queen's Island to make Belfast a formidable part of Europe in the early part of last century. Belfast became a city of invention. Like the merchants of 160 years ago, we now have a unique opportunity to restore this once great site to its former glory and create one of Europe's most spectacular waterfronts, the Titanic Quarter. Queen's Island established a relationship with the sea, a maritime experience which continues to this day. Belfast became a center of shipbuilding and maintenance, naval warfare and the transport of cargo, shipping and scientific exploration, and even contributed to the immigration across the world's seas. But the real legacy is the luxury travel experience memorialized in the transatlantic cruise ships that joined the world together as never before. It's never been just about the rivets, but also about the romance of ocean travel and the democratizing of luxury for a new century. It was obvious when planning for such a project that we needed to draw on the spirit of Belfast's magnificent past. Titanic Quarter will once again be part of Belfast's garden heritage. Queen's Island once hosted the Pleasure Gardens with its Crystal Palace. Today, its delicate architecture is mirrored in the Belfast Botanic Gardens Pavilion. And tomorrow, it'll be reinterpreted in the parks and gardens of the new Titanic Quarter. Like the great engineers and designers at Harlan and Wolff, we recognize the importance of providing generous public spaces as being critical for building communities. Moreover, it's the quality of these public spaces that gives a city its sense of identity and pride. From the parks and gardens to the tree-lined pedestrian avenues and boulevards, all these spaces echo the splendor and richness of those great ocean liners. Titanic Quarter will be made up of a series of villages. Each village will have its own uniquely central public space. Bowling greens, playing fields, rose gardens, orchards, and boating ponds, all will make up these village parks, each one enhancing the pleasure for its inhabitants and visitors alike. Collected together, these gardens will form an emerald necklace that runs throughout the Titanic Quarter. addition, we'll have a special area dedicated to the Titanic herself. On this hallowed ground, an area where the enormity of the Titanic's great shape will be mapped out in stone paving for all to see and experience. A reminder of that great ship and the men that built it. Carefully placed along these parks and gardens is where the new residential neighborhoods will sit along a crescent park, unified by sweeping, majestic avenues of trees and pedestrian walkways, secure from the streets and traffic servicing the site. What once were cranes and gantries, hulls and superstructures, staterooms and leather, will now become flats, apartments, and vistas that will capture a bit of the essence of the craftsman's details and the cruise liner lifestyle. A new entrance gateway garden will align all the key features of the quarter. Streets will radiate outwards towards the drawing offices of Allen and Wolff, the Titanic signature experience, the historic docks, Northern Ireland Science Park, and even Victoria Park on the east. From this vantage point, we'll be able to survey the diversity of Belfast and Titanic Quarter's unique 200-year-old affinity with the sea, leisure yachting, legacy shipbuilding, luxury ocean travel, education, scientific exploration, recreation, and pleasure gardens. All are within the generous embrace of Titanic Quarter. Vision and bold design will help establish Titanic Quarter, but it's only a building block. For a city to succeed, it has to have magic that is more than just the buildings and parklands within its walls. It has to provide an experience that people want to enjoy again and again. Part of this experience is in its civic life. We need to nurture a society where we have a place to spend time with our families, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. We measure a great city by the meeting places it offers, by the richness of its civic realm. If we have learned anything from the past, it's that the most valuable resource of any city is its people, be they workers or shopkeepers, teachers or nurses, captains of industry or entrepreneurs, citizens, residents, and denizens alike. They are the ones that have always contributed to the success of Belfast. Nearly 2 centuries ago, a group of merchants and prominent citizens with a vision to change Belfast forever. There can be no prophecy without legacy, nor dreams without memories. So it is important to honor the past as prologue to the future, where once they designed great ships that brought people to the world, today we now begin designing a new city that brings the world to Belfast.
Lord Mayor, Your Grace, my Lords, ladies and gentlemen, just to wrap up, it's my pleasure to thank Eric Kuhn and his team for the excellent work done on this project. I think there's great evidence, Eric, of insightfulness and indeed a lot of evidence of your experience and expertise that you've gained in all the continents of the world. And we're very pleased to bring this to bear in Belfast for this project. It falls to me on behalf of Pat Doherty, Chairman of Harcourt Developments and Titanic Quarter, and indeed on behalf of the Board of Directors of Harcourt and Titanic Quarter, to reaffirm our very full commitment to this project and to its successful implementation. I wish to emphasise some of the hallmarks of the project Eric, you mentioned education. I think we could add to that quality, innovation and sustainability. We will produce a vibrant quarter in Titanic Quarter, and it will be a place where people can work, can live and enjoy leisure time. And it will be a quarter that the wider stakeholder base of Belfast will be truly proud of. That's our vision, that is our objective, and we're very determined to deliver on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and the interest to come here today. We have a light lunch at the other side of the road. You're all welcome to join us. Thank you very much.